Hey guys, welcome to Unit 3, Lesson 2. We're going to talk about solving systems by elimination. And I have an example over here to kind of guide us through everything. So like step one, our first thing is we're just going to put everything in the same order. So I like it in this order where you have like X, Y, and then your number. So I'm going to switch these around and do the same thing. So I'm going to say like 2x minus 3y. And do you see what I'm doing? I'm just switching those around is equal to 8. Okay, and then the second one, the second step says gets opposite coefficients for one of the variables. You may need to multiply one or both equations. Okay, so notice that I'm going to just put them right on top of each other. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to say 5x plus 3y is equal to 20. And I have 2x minus 3y is equal to 8. So the opposite coefficients that they're talking about here is right there. That's what I want. That's what you want to, because that's going to get rid of the y variable. Okay, our next step is to add the equations. So we're going to add everything together. So I'm going to get 7x, and then those cancel, is equal to 28. And we're going to divide by 7, so x is equal to 4. So we just did that. We solved for the variable. And then just like last time, we have to, it's a coordinate point, so we have to solve for y. So it does not matter where you put the 4. And you could put it in like here, 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 as long as you're putting in for an x. So I'm going to do this one. So I'll say 2 times 4 minus 3y is equal to 8. So negative 3y is equal to 0, totally fine. Just going to divide by 3. 0 on top is okay. That's just 0. 0 on bottom is no way. That's when it's undefined. So this is totally fine. This is okay, and it's just going to be 0. So our coordinate point is 4, 0. And number 6 says write the solution, which is at a coordinate point. Make sure you know that. Make sure you don't stop after just like solving for x. And it's going to be 4, 0. Okay, so we've already done this one. This was our example here. So we're not going to do that one again. Go ahead. Let's kind of set this one up. So I like this top one. I'm going to keep him the same. But this one down here, I'm going to flip these two. And then if you'll notice, these cancel. So that's what I want. And so I'm left with 8x is equal to 16. Divide by 8, x is equal to 2. So again, you can plug it in anywhere. I think I'll just plug it in right there. So y plus, let's see, 3 times 2 is equal to 4. That's 6. I'm going to subtract 6. And y is equal to negative 2. Okay, so my answer, my coordinate point is going to be 2 comma negative 2. That's my final answer. Okay, let's do this one. So notice that these are the same, but I don't want them the same. Notice everything. So I'm going to look back here. Do you see how these were opposites of each other? That's what I want. So if you don't have opposites of each other, this is super easy. Just change all the signs like that, and then that'll make it work. So then those end up canceling out, and I have 9d is equal to negative 27, and divide by 9, and d is equal to negative 3. So this one is kind of weird because usually it's like x, y. Just think alphabetical order, so C, comma, D. So I'm going to put the negative 3 in for D. I'll just do that top one. So 6d plus 7 times negative 3 is equal to negative 15. Let's see, that's negative 21. So I'm going to add 21 to both sides. Oops, not 7, 6. And then divide by 6, and C is equal to 1. Okay, so my final answer here is C, 1, and then D, negative 3. Okay, this one over here is kind of tricky because there's nothing that like I can cancel out as is. So what we're going to have to do in the directions, it said sometimes you have to multiply. So this 5 right here is standing out to me. So if I multiplied everything by 2, do you see that's going to give me a -10, and then I could get rid of that. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to multiply everything by 2 and just put down here. So I have 8x minus 10y is equal to 46. So I get, let's see, 11x, those cancel, is equal to 77. Divide by 11, and x is equal to 7. Okay, again, I'm just going to put it in that top equation. So let's see, that's minus 28. So y is equal to 1. So my coordinate point is going to be 7, comma 1. Okay, let's go on the next page. This one, we are going to kind of the same thing. I think what I want to do is I'm going to multiply this by -2. Now, just because I chose to do that doesn't mean that you have to choose to do that. You've got some wiggle room. I'm just saying maybe I want to eliminate these x's right here. So if I multiply everything on top by -2, I'm going to get a -8x plus 6y is equal to -20. Oh, look at this, guys. So this cancels out, and this cancels out, and this cancels out. So I get 0 is equal to 0. If I were to graph this, this would be like the same line on top of each other. Like, sorry, that's a terrible picture, but it's like the same equation. So if you have that, we're going to say, this is where we say all points on the line. And what this means is like, this is a solution, this is a solution, this is a solution. Like they're all like any point that lies on that line is going to work. Okay, let's go to the next one. So this one, honestly, guys, like this one, I might do substitution, but if I'm forced to do elimination, what I would do is I would multiply this by maybe -3. Ooh, no, look at this. So, do you see how these are kind of out of order? Let's go ahead and fix those. Okay, now I'm going to change my strategy. Oops. So I'm maybe going to multiply this by -2, or you could have multiplied this by -2. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to get 6x plus y equals 6. I'm just rewriting the top one. And then this one right here is -6x minus 4y equals -18. And then I'm going to divide by -3, and I get y is equal to 4. So again, I'm going to plug my 4 in somewhere. I'll plug it in up there. So I have 6x plus 4 is equal to 6. So 6x is equal to 2. So x is equal to 1/3. Okay, so then my final answer is 1/3, comma 4. Okay, let's go down here. Gosh, I might multiply this by 2. Let's see. And so when I do that, I get -6x plus 2y is equal to 14. Oh, this is an interesting one. So this cancels out. This cancels out. So I'm left with 0 over here, but I'm actually left with a number over here. Okay, this is a case, if I were to graph it, we've kind of already talked about this, these would be two parallel lines. And when you have two parallel lines, that means no solution. So algebraically, let's kind of go back and talk about this. So algebraically, if it makes sense, it's going to be like this, and it's like two lines on top of each other. And we're going to say all points on the line. So it really doesn't matter if it's substitution or elimination. This is what that is going to look like algebraically. Down here, if this is if you have if it doesn't make sense, that's when you have two parallel lines and you would say no solution. Okay, we're gonna do one more. This one is just super yucky because like I can't just multiply one thing. I'm gonna have to multiply them both. So when in doubt, you always like this is not always like the best thing to do, but this is always like a nice trick. So you can like flip-flop these two. This will always work no matter what kind of equation you have. So if I want to multiply this by 2 and this by 9, that is going to give me 18 and that's going to give me 18. So I just need to make one of them a negative. It does not matter. So I'm going to make that a negative and that's going to give me what I want. So I have 18x minus 16y is equal to 8. And then I have negative 18x plus 27y is equal to 36. And so these cancel out. And I end up with, let's see, that's going to be 11y is equal to 44. And then divide by 11. So y is equal to, oops, not 11. Y is equal to 4. And then I'm just going to plug it in. I'll plug it into that bottom one. Okay, so we end up with 4 comma 4 for our answer. And that's it.